No heroes. No heroes. No heroes, baby.
Hello and welcome back ahead of round 9 on the No Heroes online regional. It's been a pleasure to be a part of it for you today. If you've been with us all day, thank you so much for joining us and sticking with us. And if you're just joining us now, then welcome aboard. We hope you enjoy your stay. We have our UTA deck continuing on up to undefeated status, 8-0 here. But I have a feeling that this is probably going to be its biggest challenge yet. SAKAZUKI is the matchup. We can tell you that the other two decks as well at the moment that are undefeated. We've got Gecko Moria and we've got an NL deck as well. So all unique decks at the top 4 players right now. And as they prepare themselves ahead of this round 9, this is going to be, as I said, a difficult matchup, I think, for UTA. Obviously, SAKAZUKI, a deck that likes to mitigate the amount of threats that are placed onto board, and UTA tries to do exactly that. So our players just setting up their life, drawing their opening hands and first Don, and we are underway. UTA starting us off, just one Don pass, and then over to SAKAZUKI we will go. So opening hand, we're looking to try and get some early search going, potentially. We are going to filter first and foremost, though, with leader effect, Trash Ahina for later recursion, Great Eruption to draw one more card, and pass the turn. So no turn 1 to Shigi or brand new there from our SAKAZUKI player. We send it over to the UTA deck. Plenty of cards in hand. First, we're going to start off, though, with a swing at life for 5k, taken by SAKAZUKI, and then paying 3 for Nami. No search available to the UTA player, however, where you're having to pay 1 on play to use the effect. Instead, we'll just pass the turn straight back over to SAKAZUKI. 4 Don available. Plenty of cards in hand. I think it's about 7 in hand there that I could count immediately. Filter through with a Kuzan. Still not quite find the options that you quite want, it seems, as we see a 5k swing at life will reduce the cost of the Nami as well down to a 2. Would have loved in this situation to have had one of those searches earlier on in the last turn to Shigi or brand new. Then there could have been a possibility to Helmblaze that card away, but instead we're going to rob Lucci.
Yep. Rob Lucci taking care of the Nami, and the Nami is not getting the value that she is hoping to be getting, but it's fine. Trash is now empty from SAKAZUKI, so one point thing. And with 5 Dawn available on UTA side, they can just play out another Nami if they find one. Best case scenario. We're gonna swing with UTA for 6. Reveal a Sanji, I think. Yep. And yeah, with I think 7 cards in hand, there's gonna be the 2k and just the 4 cost. So it's not as easy to get rid of it, but this is still one great eruption, leader ability, and another Lucci to get rid of this body on the board.
Absolutely, we've certainly seen that high costs are not out of the reach of SAKAZUKI to be able to deal with. There is the Great Eruption to minus the cost off of the Zoro, plus it straight down to a 2, so it is now within Helmblaze range.
Oh, that's even worse. I forgot about Helmblaze in that situation. I was like, oh yeah, just another Lucci, and then nope, that is even, that's worse. So we have another prediction. If you, speaking of
there is the Helmblaze right there. Yep.
So you can vote on which player you think is gonna win And with the last 2 done, we're gonna have a brand new looking, another brand new, the SWAT and the stage. And no, we're not taking the stage. We're taking the
Yeah.
stage. So just preparing, clearing the board, applying pressure, and making sure. Sorry, I'm making sure that UTA does not have anything on the board. And you could consider that, alright, he's using a lot of removal on my early units and I can safely play out my 8-cost kit. But you would be mistaken. I don't think it's safe.
Yeah, in actuality, I think that this UTA deck and the way that this early turns have been going, Sakazuki is just strolling and steaming ahead right now, because one of the biggest strengths of UTA is its uncanny ability to be able to play out multiple characters at once and continue playing out multiple characters at once. What Sakazuki loves to do, obviously, is deal with those characters on board. And when you're only forcing a Sakazuki player to deal with just one character on board, it's so much easier. It's such easy work, and you're not having to expend too many resources in order to do it. So when it does get to those bigger turns, like Mo said, about playing down the kid, playing down some extra bodies in the form of Luffy or Brook, you've still got the likes of Ice Age in hand. You've still got your Morias to deal with to fetch Hell Meppos and continue cycling through with that. As here goes that ladder combo, Luffy into Brook into Usopp.
Indeed. So the question here is, are any of those gonna see the light of day? Or are they gonna be removed with another Lucci and potentially I mean we are on 6 down, right? No, on 8 down on
8 down,
Sakazuki's side. So there's the stage coming down for sure. Reducing Luffy to a 5-cost. Then
this stage is so good.
leader swing. And yeah, so
Crash the stage.
what? Wait.
Unless
Does
there's
he
a
have
second
another
in
one?
hand.
Maybe he doesn't need one. I mean, if he,
It's difficult. I still think you'd play the stage, because as I was initially going to say before it was trashed away from the leader effect, the Navy HQ is such a good card and such a great stage that's found its way through the innovations of some of the different deck builders and team members across the One Piece community that brought this stage Zuki deck to life. It's essentially just a free, as soon as it gets played down and continues to rest in its later turns, it's just a free 2 cost reduction, as now there is the Navy HQ stage with not too much stage removal right now in the game. So you're constantly able to just recycle that ability, get essentially a free -2 cost reduction when you're combining that with your leader ability as well on attack to deal with some of those higher end threats, which might be important in this matchup in particular if we do see the Eustace Captain Kid come down. What we do see, though, it looks like is a Hound Blaze being used.
yeah, but the question is, okay, onto brand new, but there is Luffy
gotta be
going under the deck. And the question is, can we remove anything else in that sequence? I would assume not so. I mean, I think you can tap the stage, right, to reduce. We're gonna swing 6 into leader first.
And that is going to be allowed through, it looks like. Now we are going to rest the Navy HQ. It depends what we've declared as the target for that as well. Lucci will attack in.
The question is, are you gonna remove the Brook or the Usopp? But I mean, they are both 5k swingers, so I guess there's no reason to be picky. I would assume there's gonna be the 2-cost event that is gonna bottom deck the Usopp down to the bottom of the deck, And then next turn, we're gonna have our answer probably for 8-cost kit. And UTA looks in a pretty rough spot.
Yeah, it's not looking good at the moment. Just to think a confirmation of what characters have actually had their costs reduced right now. We are going to take the life, as now we do see the last two Don being used. It will be Houndblaze onto the leader, bottom deck away the Usopp that was reduced by Navy HQ, and then Sakazuki leader is going to swing in.
Well, that is it's quite unfortunate. So Sakazuki being on 4 cards in hand and UTA not having 3 cards to attack with, the only thing you can do is just play 8-cost kit and hope there's nothing that can bottom deck it.
Yeah, that's what this seems like that Uta's really banking on here to try and bring this game slightly back into favor. I think that what hurt initially was that slower start. Obviously, Sakazuki needs a turn or two to kind of set its engine up, get any cards that it might need to in the discard pile for later, find all of its removal pieces and things like that. There wasn't any turn 1 search, you've got to remember as well. No Toshigi's or brand news for the first turn of Sakazuki, but it's had its turn or two, and Uta was only able to, in those turns, play down 1 character each turn, which was easily responded to. So I think you're right. I think we've got to hope that there's that kid potentially that's in hand to play that one down, slide a Don underneath it, and play down a blocker to protect it, as we did see in the last game as well, to try and get some breathing room.
I mean, if UTA does not have an 8-cost kit, is there any other way to survive? Because there are 1, 2, 3 swings coming in towards you.
I think as this attack goes in with 5k from Brook countered away by the Tsuru, there's maybe the option just to try and just play a bunch of blockers and hope that you're not going to be sort of removed as much in that situation.
We are seeing 6 down open. Is it what I think it is?
Double I'm invincible potentially?
Double I'm invincible.
It could be. That could change the entire landscape if that's the way that it's going to be. We are going to see the flip though, and a trigger of Houndblaze is going to be activated, bouncing his own brand new into hand to use as an extra 1k counter potentially here, if it is indeed double invincible that's going to happen.
I think you need to commit to it though.
Well, there's the first one. I'm invincible. Restands leader. Swing again. Take. I'm invincible. 3. Swing again.
That's the Sue. That's the pudding.
And that is safe.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a scoop up.
And the fist bumps there as well. There's the other cards left in hand. Ice Age and double Toshigi left in hand. Wow.
Ooh. Oh, right. So even the home place was not even necessary. They would have been fine regardless. It's tough. I guess the first hit connecting baited the player.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? Is when you're in that situation, you always want to try and take that one extra life just to make sure you've got all the information that you're working with in terms of your resources. So just making sure that if you can obviously find an extra 2k counter, fantastic. The extra 1k, as it sort of slightly did in that situation there, just making sure of the maths. But yeah, there you have it. Sakazuki was able to get that done and get that through pretty quickly as well.
Indeed, indeed. So we know that there's gonna be Sakazuki in the finals for sure this time. We have a lot of time on the clock left, so I would assume that we're gonna expect it one more game. We're gonna get the info which game it's gonna be in a few seconds. While I'm at it, while we wait here, I'm happy to announce that we're gonna have another giveaway in the final round, on basically after the final round. So if it wasn't an incentive to watch until the end, this is now an incentive. Again, also by our sponsor Ultimate Guard. You can win a deck box and sleeves to go with it for your deck that you probably want to try out in OPO7. So if you want to have a chance in participating in the giveaway, please stay until the end of the stream for the giveaway to start. And while we are waiting here, waiting for Burak to 1 second.
Yeah. So
yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
You were talking.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say what a shock and what a surprise that we've got another Sakazuki in a final of a major tournament once again. I mean, we've got to give a lot of credit to that UTA deck and that UTA player as well for being able to get so far with a deck that not a lot of people would have expected to do well, I imagine, and this well going into the start of the tournament. We saw a couple of rounds ago that 8-cost kid package is just so important and so vital, but Sakazuki is showing that it's got that versatility and is able to remove anything that gets played down, deal with a double I'm invincible as well right on the last turn. A lot of players would have panicked, I imagine, in that situation, seeing the second one played down, but our player who is going and advancing onto the final at the next and final round just stay calm and play to the outs.